ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is an extremely debilitating and usually fatal disease. And it's a horrible disease. You have your motor neurons, the neurons that are essentially activating your muscles, telling your muscles when to twitch or when to contract. And that these neurons, these cells that traverse, that go from your brain all the way to your muscles, so there's these unusually long cells, they go through your spinal cord, they degenerate. And as they degenerate, there's no way for your brain to send the signals to your muscles to do the things that your muscles need to do. And so your muscles atrophy. And so that's actually where the first part of ALS comes from, the A in ALS, amyotrophic. A means no or not, or kind of the opposite. Myo is referring to muscle, and trophic is nourishment. So this is one way to think about it, is no muscle nourishment. But what's really happening is that the muscles start to die away because they can no longer be activated, because I guess you could say the wires, our motor neurons that would normally activate them, they degenerate. And what's especially horrible about this, it causes paralysis, people lose control over basic things, including their speech, is the whole time that this is happening and this is degenerating, the individual in question has full mental awareness. So they're fully aware of what's going on in their body. So you could imagine it's a fairly horrible thing for people to go through. And there have been many famous cases of people with ALS, most famously probably Lou Gehrig. In fact, ALS in the U.S. at least is often called Lou Gehrig's disease, one of the most famous baseball players of all time. He, for the New York Yankees, he died of ALS really when he was about my age, in his late 30s. Stephen Hawking, he's one of the small percentage of ALS sufferers who have been able to live several decades past his diagnosis.
Where does a phenomenon begin?
I'm proud to take the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS.
How does a movement start? This starts with one challenge.
I am doing this in honor of Pete Frates.
Pete Frates.
With one name.
Frates is swinging the bat today with an awful lot of confidence.
As a hard-charging outfielder, Pete Frates was the team captain at Boston College in 2007.
That's a grand slam home run for Peter Frates.
A lifelong Red Sox fan, his finest moment in baseball came in one at-bat on his favorite field.
Playing at Fenway is just a dream come true for any kid growing up around here. I went 4-4, hit a home run at Fenway.
4 years after graduating, Frates was playing in a men's league in Boston in 2011 when he sensed something was wrong with his body. In March of 2012, after months of guessing, a neurologist delivered the news.
And he looked straight at Pete and he said, "Honestly, I don't know how to tell a 27-year-old this. Pete, I believe you have ALS."
So, how did one man with one fight become the center of a social movement? Last month, one of Pete's friends introduced him to the Ice Bucket Challenge, where people are asked to dump a bucket of ice water over their heads and post the moment on social media. The point? To raise awareness and funds for a given charity. Pete couldn't do it himself, but he could ask others to do it for his charity and his cause, ALS.
And this is all to raise awareness for ALS and Pete Frates.
Suddenly, athletes all over Boston were doing it.
To support ALS and my friend Pete Frates.
Then, athletes across the country.
Hi, I'm Sidney Crosby, and I accept Ice Bucket Challenge in support of all those with ALS, especially Pete Frates.
Then, teams.
All right, JT here.
Celebrities.
Over the head.
Families. Everybody. In less than a month, the challenge became a viral sensation and a fundraising engine.
Right now, my hands are starting to atrophy away. They're getting weak. Having trouble starting my car, buttoning my shirt. Eventually, I won't be able to use my arms or hands at all. Eventually, I won't be able to walk, talk, and breathe on my own. And that's the real truth of what ALS is. It's devastating. It's costly. It's not profitable. This video is all over the place with emotions, and I apologize for my rant and for my tears, but if I simply dump ice on my head, I don't think you're really going to get the point. And so I thank you for sharing this video in advance. This is the first successful advocacy we've ever really had, and I am so grateful. You have no idea how every single challenge makes me feel, lifts my spirits, lifts every single ALS patient's spirits. You're really, truly making a difference, and we're so grateful. Love you.